Rep Enjoyer from Reddit here. Today we are going through the differences between Yadea and CurverK Eames Lounger replicas. Let's first go through the packaging. The Yadea chair comes in a single huge box. Yadea's chair required minimal assembly. Only the base is needed to be attached to both the chair and the ottoman. Here is the very simple assembly instructions that came with Yadea's chair. CurverK's chair came in two different boxes. Since there are so many videos showing CurverK unboxing, I'm not showing more pictures here. I will start the video by showing you the chairs side by side. On the right here we have Yadea's replica. Even though both chairs are marketed as the taller variant, you can clearly see that Yadea's chair is a little shorter than CurverK's. I will come back to this later in the video. As you can see, I have the Yadea chair in walnut veneer and CurverK chair in palisander veneer. Here you can see that when looked from this angle, from the front of the chair, the Yadea's chair's armrests look a bit bulky. However, these are not even close to as bad as on some cheaper replicas. On the CurverK's side of things, the armrests look much slicker and, in my opinion, closer to the original Eames chair. However, when we look at the CurverK from this angle, we can see that there is a rather large gap between the lower back cushion and the seat cushion, which we cannot find from Yadea's chair. This might actually happen because the CurverK is clearly taller than Yadea. Later on in this video, I will show you a picture from the side, which might explain this difference. Regarding leather quality and outlook, the Yadea chair has a more matte-colored black leather. It feels quite waxy to hand also. It might be because of the semi-aniline coating, but as I'm not a leather expert, I cannot say for sure. In my opinion, it doesn't feel very good, but of course someone else might like it. On the plus side, Yadea's cushions are a bit softer, but then again they have a chemical smell. On CurverK's chair, they advertise it to be full-grain aniline leather. It is clearly shinier than Yadea's leather and doesn't feel as waxy to the hand. It is more slippery and doesn't seem to collect stain and dirt as easily. It also smells like leather, unlike Yadea's. Next, measurements. As you can see, CurverK's chair is 6 centimeters taller than Yadea's. What is not shown in the picture is that Yadea's lower part of backrest is angled at 35 degrees, whereas CurverK's is only 28 degrees. This might be because the linking parts between the base and backrest differ. We are now looking at Yadea's chair and its linking part. Its handrest is quite close to the base of the chair, as you can see here. Now let's see how it looks on CurverK's chair. As you can see, the part is not the same as on Yadea's chair. Maybe CurverK could better replicate the original chair and get rid of the gap between base and lower back cushions if they raise the second hole from the right of the linking part here. It would then lower the armrest and lower the backrest towards the base, steepening the resting angle. When it comes to the veneers of the chairs, CurverK's edge is not painted. Yadea's walnut veneer edge is. Both seem to have 7 layers. Here is a picture of both chairs' armrests removed. Yadea on the left, CurverK right. Yadea's leather is bound to the armrest with glue, whereas CurverK uses staples. Next up, the plushiness of the foam. First we have CurverK. It is a bit firmer than Yadea. Yadea is softer, but it also takes longer to fill up after compressing, and it makes a bit more noise. Both cushions have a slight chemical smell, but I can only smell Yadea's when I sit on it. Here we have leather sample patches from both of the chairs. We have CurverK's leather on the left, Yadea's on the right. As you can see, Yadea's pores are much larger, and its top layer seems much thinner. Now let's see what happens when we stress test these samples. Here we have CurverK's sample patch on the top, Yadea's on the bottom. I will proceed to scratch both of them with a kitchen knife. While I'm scratching the leather patches, I can answer some questions regarding the chairs. First of all, both of the chairs are very high-quality reproductions. As I told, they both have their pros and cons. In my opinion, Yadea has a bit higher build quality. whereas CurverK wins in materials and their product is closer to the original one, mainly because the armrests look better. CurverK's foam paddings don't emit any chemical smell when compressing them, maybe because they are wrapped inside a fabric before inserting them inside the cushions. They might also be made of some different material than Yadea's, since they feel a bit stiffer. Not much. Also, even though both chairs seem to have 7-layer veneer, and the veneers are the same thickness, the CurverK chair weighs clearly more than the Yadea chair. This might imply that the quality of wood used for CurverK's veneer is of higher quality. Both of the chairs are sturdy, they don't squeak at all. Yadea's chair has developed some very minor play between the base and the chair during the 6 months I've owned it, but it is hardly noticeable. It might have even had it when I bought it, but I didn't notice it before now. Choosing a chair between these two really comes to your own preferences. For me, the winner is the not-so-sweaty leather on the CurverK chair. Yadea's waxy leather makes me sweat a lot, especially on warm summer days. Here's the end result. As you can see, CurverK's leather doesn't chip as easily as Yadea's. I would prefer CurverK's leather from this experiment. Both of the chairs have removable cushions. Here is Yadea's chair. It uses black clips to attach the cushions to the upper backrest. The side clips are in a higher position than in CurverK's chair, here on the left side. On CurverK's chair, the clips are not painted, but are metallic. Otherwise, the back sides of the cushions look quite similar in both chairs. As I said already, all in all, both chairs are very comfy to relax on. I'm 185 centimeters tall myself, and I weigh in at about 90 kilograms. Even though the cushions on CurverK are a tiny bit stiffer than on Yadea, I don't have any issues with it. They are still very comfortable for me. Continuing on the cushions topic, here we have CurverK's cushion on the top, Yadea's on bottom. Here's Yadea's zipper. It has no markings on it. Here's CurverK's YKK zipper. Finally, here are some pictures of base molds from both ottomans. First, we have CurverK, and this one is Yadea. As you can see, these parts clearly do not come from same factory, even if someone would argue so on Reddit. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this comparison will help you choose the best lounger reproduction for yourself.